Hitachi. I'm here to present a ready-to-drink beverage, better than water. The business idea is ethically sourced whole leaf, cold brewed bubble tea. Our mission is to serve the highest quality, antioxidant-rich, ready-to-drink beverage to inspire the well-being of body, mind, and spirit. Stop talking. In 2016, Americans consumed 84 billion servings of tea and 3.4 billion calories. About 80% of them were black tea, 60% was green tea, and the remaining small amount was a white and dark jelly. America is the third largest importer of tea in the world after Russia and Pakistan, and the only Western country that is growing in the tea consumption and imports. Approximately 4 out of 5 consumers drink tea, millennials being the most likely. Research shows that 87% of the millennials drink tea. Ready-to-drink tea is showing a 4% market growth, accounting for the 45.7% of the tea market share in 2016. The category volume exceeded 1.7 billion gallons. Consumers are choosing ready-to-drink tea because of their flexibility, convenience, and as a healthier alternative to sugar beverage. Why better than water? The bottled water uses 5 times more water to produce. It has added chemicals, it's not safer than the tap water, and it's damaging the environment. And it has a high cost. And on the other hand, our product is creating a water shortage awareness ads, and we are donating the 10% of our profit to a water crisis problem around the world. We don't have any added chemicals. We are focusing on the functionality. We do a fair trade with our suppliers. We are sustainable and we offer high quality. The competitors in the market are losing their consumers because of the misleading advertisements. They have some added chemicals. They focus on taste rather than functionality. Some do fair trade, but most of them don't. And because of the plastic molding, they create landfills, but they are greatly accessible throughout the United States. The US consumes more than 1,500 water bottles every second. 1.1 billion people in the world don't have regular access to clean water. 2.4 billion don't have adequate sanitation or sewage. And by 2025, some 3 billion people will suffer from effects of water shortages, according to UN. Tea is one of the oldest medicines. Consuming tea is vital for health and wellness. Antioxidant-rich whole leaf teas encourages a strong immune system, improves the cardiovascular health, aiding the prevention of cloggings of arteries. The tea disables the free radicals, help in blocking the bad cholesterols in the human body while increasing the good cholesterol levels. The tea fights harmful inflammations, improves bone strength and quality. Tea drinkers over 50 have 30% of reduced risk of hip fractures. Tea is a cancer fighter. The main antioxidants in green tea helps to kill cancer cells. Tea regenerates the skin and helps healing the wounds. Better than water. We offer a high quality. We don't have any added flavors, sweeteners, preservatives, or artificial ingredients. Our unique microbrewing process ensures the high quality to our consumers. We are culturally authentic. The hand-picked leaves, FDA and fair trade approved ingredients from India, Sri Lanka, Japan, Taiwan, Korea, and China. We're better than water. Not only a tasty beverage, but also a beverage with benefits. We have 250 milligrams of catechins, active antioxidants per bowl. It's simple. Simply the tea leaves and water that creates a bold flavor and contributes to the total water intake. Trends impacting the tea industry to grow is that health and wellness, understanding the functional benefits of tea, natural food, the growing demand for the natural food that are closer to their natural states, and the variety and availability. The customers are excited by the discovery of new products, new different flavors, formats, and occasions. Next, transparency. From product origins, history, and flavors, consumers want to know the history of the product. Sustainability. The U.S. consumers are seeking out food that are flavorful and minimally impacts the environment. I interviewed two people, Maria Ospensky and Dan Robertson. Maria Ospensky is a two-time oral cancer survivor. She published a book, Cancer Hates Tea, in 2016. She was willing to help me with the licensing and the FDA approval. Dan Robertson is an importer, wholesaler, blender, and he's a founder and owner of the Tea House and the World Tea Tours. During the interview, he said, quote, "Retailers need different ways to keep up with the growing demand for education and quality offerings." They both have a combined more than 30 years of experience in the tea industry. We produce and deliver an antioxidant-rich bowl of tea to retailers, bars, and restaurants. We offer a free application to teach our customers about the ethical, sustainable business and the functional and the facts and nutritional facts of our product and the benefits of consuming loose leaf tea. To advocate social awareness, we educate the masses on the water consumption and reduce their own usage by making their decisions. We have 4 different blends. Simply Black is strong in flavor. Oolong is a traditional Chinese tea that is processed by a unique processing. Gold Green is a Camellia sinensis, and Golden Needle is made with the only newly sprouted teas. We divided our customer segment into 4 groups. Label reading moms. Our product is perfect for them because they will try and pay more for health products they feel they can believe in. They're committed to protecting the environment. Second group is foodie with disposable incomes. They often communicate through packaging or in the store displays. They seek functional benefits of beverage. Health-conscious affluents. Attracted to drink for enjoyment and refreshment, they choose business instead of the product. And the primary market segment is the people wanting to age gracefully. #Young Forever, committed to natural and organic, worry about getting old, willing to pay more to stay healthy and maintain their weight and appearance. The primary market, #Young Forever, is the 23% of the population. They take more aggressive actions towards health and wellness because they want to stay feeling young and healthy. Early adopters of the new products, they are not as concerned with the price as other shoppers might be. And 55% of them are male, with the biggest concentration between the ages 25 and 34, and the females, 44% are females, with the biggest concentration between ages 55 and 74. We divided our marketing efforts into 5 different groups. Through Instagram, blog, TV advertising, Twitter, in-store advertising. We're going to reach out to our customers through high-end food service, national, natural, specialty food channels, and the high-end entertaining businesses. We offer a downloadable free application where our customers can find food pairing, facts and benefits of tea, nutritional facts, origin stories of the tea. We created the QR codes to download this application. Customers can find it on the bowl. To attract more customers, we are offering 3 to 5% sales for the people who are ordering using our special codes. We are offering royalty points and also 60-60 deal, which means if you bring 16 bowls back and buy 16 bowls, we can offer you a 10% discount. To give engaging experience to customers, we offer a food pairing, and we create ads to focus on helping the environment and the community in reducing the unnecessary water usage. Our primary customers' need is that they want a drink that is unsweetened, closest to their natural food, and that's sustainable. Compared to our competitors, we are checking all the boxes while being slightly cheaper than all of them. Our company is a sole proprietorship. To start with, we're going to have 2 employees, management and the marketing agent. They should have more than 5 years of experience in the beverage or tea industry. The full-time staff is going to work on the transactions, orders, and quality checks. We're working with independent contractors, health and yoga consultants, healthy lifestyle promoters to increase our targeted customer base. The startup cost, I included a delivery charge, down payment, purchases of bowls, raw materials, office equipment, office warehouse supplies, deposits, startup promotion costs, professional fees, opening inventories. That totals up to $51,350. And after adding the working capital, it's going to be $80,850. Out of that, $25,000 is out of the pocket money, and the remaining $55,850 is going to come from friends and family as an investment. Our product is matching the current trends that are growing in the industry. We are antioxidant rich and contains no sugar, sodium, or fat. The tea is natural, simple, and whole food, also naturally calorie-free. We offer 4 bold flavors and food pairings. The tea has a great story. Our customers can scan the QR code to learn more, and we are socially and economically sustainable. So why buy boiled water while knowing that it's not better than a tap water, when you can buy a beverage with benefits that tastes great and contributes to the total water intake to promote hydration? Thank you for being here.
Better than water. So looking at the overall, I liked your presentation, very informative, educational. Looking at how you want to educate those who may not understand like the whys, that's the benefits, because you have those 2 experts, and reaching out to a potential audience through social media. How will you actually really connect with them and also reach out or identify emerging markets as well as emerging customers who are coming up after, because you have like hashtag young forever in this sort of segment. So are you trying to get like a younger generation also to understand, because you have a certain population between 25 and 34 and the older 55 to 74. So how are you going to really connect to your audience through your social media, and how are you going to identify emerging markets and get those the generation that's coming up behind to really address the needs of the importance of drinking?
The thing is that we are offering education throughout our application and the website about the tea facts and how it can help your overall health and wellness. And we are working with the independent contractors, or the bloggers and the healthy lifestyle promoters, to promote our brand and to promote our hashtag. And the good thing is that in the United States, most of the millennials are drinking tea because of its benefits. So we have already have a market that is growing consumers.
Okay. Any other questions?
How much is the tea?
Tea is
What's-
$4.25. So
I didn't see a rent expense. Where would this button occur?
we're working with the place that with the warehouse that is preparing our product.
And is there an inspection or insurance need that goes with this? Health inspectors, and is there anything else given that this is a...
The company is
food
providing
insurance?
all those things because the company has been in the industry for 7 years. They've been creating functional beverages for past 7 years, so we're really good.
So you're working with a partner and you need to pay them a commission, or you pay them, how does this partnership work?
I pay them a commission for making my product, and I will deliver a wholesale to our customers. Yeah, and I think about doing this business because I have a passion in changing the water crisis problems, while giving a beneficial product to our customers, and so.
It's clever as a marketing play to not compare to other teas or beverages, but to compare it to water. It's fine. Thank you for the presentation.
The $4.25, is that the wholesale price or the retail
Yeah,
price?
wholesale price. The retail price can go up to $5.
That seems high. Is that?
And
what
we
is
will
honest?
still have the competitive edge with the other products that are currently in the market, but they can't be better than our products because they have sweeteners, they have chemicals, they're not sustainable enough.
What did you find most challenging about this project in terms of how your product would translate to the market?
The most challenging thing is that the foot traffic on our website, because we're working with many online contractors, the foot traffic can go up in some days and go down in some days, and it can eventually lead to a crash of the website. So if more than 500,000 people are going to log in at the same time, our website might crash. So that's the biggest challenge that I'm working right now.
So business information systems helped a little bit when you were coming up with this project. So.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all for coming. How are you guys doing today? My presentation is going to be on Pickup USA. You guys will soon find out the name and what it stands for. And my name is Raymond Godoy. So, introduction of the company, Pickup USA Fitness. It's a hybrid basketball gym and weight room. Very different from your typical 24-hour fitness. We're more standardized to focus on basketball. But we do have a weight room side for those that want to go hit the weights or cardio. It's a basketball gym with innovative gameplay. I'll describe more of the gameplay in the later slides. Training and fitness center for basketball enthusiasts and those who want to get a great workout. So the problem I see out in the market is outdoor gameplay delayed due to external forces. So some people might say, why would I want to get a membership at a basketball gym when you can go to an outdoor park and it's free there? Sometimes there's people, sometimes there isn't, but oh well, you know. Well, I'll tell you why. External forces. So rain, wind, sand, and the seasons. Me personally, I've played basketball since I was 4. I still currently play, and I've had many injuries because of it. I've had sprained ankles. So the next bullet point is injuries. I've had sprained ankles. I've developed jumper's knee, which hurts your meniscus over time because you're jumping on the concrete and you're not jumping inside of a basketball gym where it has wood compression. It's a lot softer on your knees. The external forces, there's rain, and then when it's raining outside, especially in the winter, in the fall, there's no way to play. And this brings the risk of injuries as well with that. And then sand. Sand all over the place, dirt, people walk onto the basketball courts, it gets wet, sprinkler systems. Fitness centers that do not focus on basketball. So for basketball enthusiasts, this is a big problem. Because you can go to a 24-hour fitness, you can go to an LA Fitness, and they have a basketball gym there, but it's not well maintained, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous because they don't clean it. Once again, you're trying to go into that environment so that you delete risk of injuries. And with a slippery floor, you might as well be playing outdoors. Overcrowding at basketball gymnasiums, such as 24-Hour Fitness and LA Fitness. At these facilities, you can wait over an hour just to play one game. Simple as that. I've done it, and that's the reason why I don't have a 24-Hour Fitness, LA Fitness membership. Because I'm there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and sometimes I just get fed up and I just leave. Because that's all I go for. Restrictions on game hours. So this is specifically for recreational parks. So recreational parks have a pretty cool price point where they have a discounted price for those younger than 18, and usually those that are 18 and above, it's like $50 a year, which isn't bad at all, but usually the times where people actually want to play, you can't play, especially during the summer where kids are out of school. There's a lot of summer camps. A lot of summer camps have activities inside the gym because that's the park gym. And you have blackout times such as from like 10 to 1. And those are like peak hours that people are out there. People want to get some exercise in. So solution to this, Pickup USA is a membership-based basketball facility, 100% customized and tailored to specific needs. There's 5-on-5 full court 20-minute games with scoreboards and certified referees. With this system, you have people rotating in and out, whether the facility is busy or not, everyone gets to play. You'll have a game within 20 to 30 minutes, maximum wait time. And like this picture here just shows, there's a full court basketball going on here for like a 5-on-5. If you guys are not familiar with the word, with the term pickup, it comes from playing outdoor basketball. And you can play pickup 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5. And it's just a quick game between friends and strangers that enjoy a quick basketball game. Here you have the non-traditional half court and then the other one as well. This is a smaller facility, so this is just a quick glimpse. They have as well jerseys that are going to be provided, so you can distinct even when you're with playing with strangers, you can see who's on your team. You have certified referees that are out. And the problem with this is people don't get to play with referees. They don't gain that experience. If you're a basketball enthusiast and you just can't afford to play at recreational basketball, which means you can't play in the league, a lot of people don't have their Sundays off, their Saturdays off, to dedicate time to play at 12 o'clock with friends and play in a league. They don't have the experience of playing with the referee. And it takes away dangerous situations. If you play at a park, if you play at LA Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness, those places don't have referees. And you get in a lot of confrontation with strangers that you've never met. And a lot of things happen out in the world. You know, you're just trying to enjoy a basketball game and you get hurt because someone didn't like the way you called something. Or you called something and they didn't like it. It takes away that confrontation. Workout stations and weight room. This picture doesn't show it, but there is workout stations. Let's say you're not the type of person to play, you want to work on your just self-improvement. There's workout stations where there's a little station and there's a TV monitor. You push touchscreen, you put in what you want to work on, and you can work on that by yourself in your little cubicle for 15 minutes. And then you have to move off, you go to the next, you can go to another one if it's empty, or you can keep going if it's empty, but if other people are waiting for that station, you know, your courtesy, you move away, and then the other person goes in. Half court pickup games. Here, like I mentioned, we have the half court and the full court. Renting options. This is a smaller facility. I want to open a bigger facility where it'll have 2 full courts. It'll be blocked away with a curtain that goes right down the middle, so that if anyone is renting for birthdays, corporate events, a lot of corporate events happen, like at the batting cages. They're sports people out there, and they enjoy these type of things. You can rent one of our courts, or if you want to have, you know, games, just rent it away. The experience of gameplay with refs. I just mentioned that. Customized training. So I mentioned 100% customized training. So whatever you want to work on, we have shooting. Here's a speed training with the parachute. Very popular technique using parachute. You have strength training, you have agility, footwork, and dribbling. Company description. I want to open up a facility in the South Bay area, preferably Manhattan Beach. I chose Manhattan Beach because I've done research around the area. I've played, when I first started the project, I figured this is the area I wanted to be. It's a higher income area, and I know the area pretty well. So I'd go play at different parks. Usually I stick to 1 or 2 local ones, but I started going around, traveling, and seeing when are the busiest days, what are the busiest times, and I started surveying people. Started surveying kids, adults, and I just asked them, hey, you know what, I have this idea for a gym that basically you play out, like if you're playing in the outdoors, you have a pickup game inside, you have 20-minute sessions with referees, and they loved it. They absolutely loved it, and they say they paid for it because they say that they go for a weekend session, summer session, and they pay like $250 just for 2 days, when they can be playing at this facility 7 days a week. Pickup USA is an established franchise. It is a franchise, and there's benefits to a franchise. There's 4 locations nationwide: Phoenix, Dallas, Irwindale, and Woodland Hills. And it's a newer franchise. It just started up about 2 years ago. I want to bring it down here to the South Bay area because there's nothing like this in the area. The ones we have in California are Irwindale and Woodland Hills. Irwindale, there's a bigger population of basketball enthusiasts here in the South Bay area, especially because we have one of the biggest market teams, the Los Angeles Lakers, the LA Clippers. So we run 2 half courts and 2 full courts. We have state-of-the-art equipment for basketball gym and weight room. There's solo training stations, like I mentioned, and a lounge and merchandise station. Right now we're in a playoff season for the NBA, so this is where the lounge will come in. We'll have, when the times for the games are on, we put the game on, we'll enjoy some refreshments, we'll enjoy the company of people that are like-minded, that love the environment of basketball. Sometimes you go to, let's say, a Buffalo Wild Wings, for example, and not everyone's enjoying the game, but you're there to enjoy the game. You want to enjoy some food, whatever it may be, and just hang around with people that share the same stuff that you like. And that's what it is. It's a calm environment. So our competitors are fitness centers in the South Bay area, including CrossFit, yoga, boot camps. CrossFit and yoga, they can charge anywhere from $120 to $150, especially in that area. Just for a membership fee, some, even just a one-time thing, can charge $30. Outdoor basketball courts. So this is an example of an outdoor basketball court here, if you guys are not too familiar with it. It's concrete, which if you fall, this is going to hurt compared to a wood cushion floor. You have dirt on the side here. Once the sprinkler system goes on, this dirt starts flowing into there because of the water. If it starts raining, oh, forget about it. It's done. And it can get cold. So, community gyms and recreational parks. Community gyms and recreational parks. So recreational parks, like I mentioned, there's blackout times. That's the worst thing. I've done it all. I've bought LA Fitness memberships. I've done the recreational parks, and they're just not for me. They're really not. And so that's why I figured this is the most ideal thing. This is what people want. And I can prove that because I've done the research and I've gone and talked to people, the friends that I have right now. Everyone's so interested in it. And they always ask me, like, when is your idea? When are you bringing it up? When are you bringing it up? I still have to do more research, graduating out of college, but that is my next step. I want to open up a facility here, and so that these people can enjoy the sport that I enjoy. So the facility is fully driven by basketball. There's pickup games with scoreboard clock and certified referees. We improve skills and health throughout the love of the sport. There's a luxury lounge with flat screen setup for sports. Classes on endurance, dribbling, shooting, passing, and performance. Private one-on-one training sessions, which is optional. So with the membership, you don't get the one-on-one training sessions. That is an optional fee, but if people are willing to pay for it. And merchandise and refreshments. So here is our weight room and cardio center. This will be the other half of the facility. We'll have floor supervisors, is what we call them. So they'll walk around, they'll make sure everything's going according to regulation and policy. Here in the weight room, a lot of people that play basketball, there's specific workouts that you can do to enhance your performance out on the court. Here you can see whether it's shooting or jumping. These people are experts in what they do. They'll get you in shape and they'll get you out on the court. Let's say you're not a basketball player. It's just this is the closest gym to you. You want to go to it. It's a great thing for you as well. I mean, this is almost the same setup that you'll see in a regular gym. But like I said, everyone here is comfortable, and you have friendly staff that are willing to help. Here's more pictures on competitive play. So this is one of the 5-on-5 games. You have the referee jumping the ball. You have two different teams, red and yellow, and the referee is always watching, so that any accidents don't occur. Marketing plan. So Pickup USA is a franchise program highlighted in Entrepreneurship Magazine. The benefits you get with a franchise is that it's known. It's a brand name. And that's big because it's less risk than bringing up a new company. When you have a brand name, you know it's working already. You know people know about it, and that brings traffic to your facility. Market through word of mouth. Flyers, basketball events around the city and at local parks, reaching out to the basketball community. So I've been doing this now just on research, but it'll be more extensive as the facility opens. Meet and greet with professional basketball players. In that area, there's a lot of players that reside in that community, and bringing them out, just for giving them discounts, free sessions, free memberships, of course, because they bring in people themselves just being there. Social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. One that I don't have here that's very popular, it's YouTube. The rise of YouTube has been phenomenal. And a lot of people don't mention YouTube, but for the world of basketball, there's a lot of people that become famous because of it. A lot of high school players. So meet and greets as well with high school players I would like to have. The NCAA has rules on endorsements and things like that. But if you bring players out to play at your facility, just let them go at it. If they enjoy it, give them free memberships or they pay for their own memberships. That brings in people. Because they're not well known, but they are well known on YouTube. And a lot of people nowadays, you have million hits on YouTube and people know about them. And support from the franchise, tips and advice. So like I mentioned, A franchise is a brand name already. They already know what it takes to start up. They know the different techniques that they need to be successful. And they help as well, because they want you to be successful. Your success is their success, ultimately. Our target market, our primary market in the South Bay area, Manhattan Beach basketball enthusiasts, players striving to improve skills and performance from the ages of 17 through 50 with a mid to high income in men and women and teenagers. Of course, younger than 18, they would need approval by a parent. The secondary market are competitive players in Los Angeles County. I know people that are willing to travel 30, 40 an hour just to get a good game of basketball in, especially if they know it's always going to be available. The third market are those looking to get fit through our state-of-the-art training programs and weight room. 70% of Americans over the age of 20 are overweight, including 35% that are considered obese. One of the biggest things in our vision is just to get the community healthy. We can talk about basketball all we want, but our main goal is just to have people healthy, have them be active, and that's the reason why we have a hybrid facility that caters to basketball players and to those that want to work out in the weight room, cardio room. We want a healthier environment around the community. Our financials. Memberships are $70 a month or $60 a month if you commit to a year. So it's a cheaper discount. Pickup USA clubs have 4 streams of revenue. Monthly membership dues, private training packages, retail merchandise and concession sales, and private core rental fees. Current royalty is at 6% of gross revenue plus a system marketing fund contribution up to 2% of gross revenues. Currently, the system marketing fund contribution is only 1% of gross revenues. Total initial investment necessary to begin operation of Pickup USA Club ranges from $407,000 to $575,000, and that includes $30,000 that must be paid in initial franchise fee. To get started, franchise candidates, either individually or cumulatively amongst a group of investors, should have a minimum of $150,000 in liquid capital and $300,000 in net worth. So the costs, leasing a building a month would range around $9,000. Equipment, $80,000. And the equipment is a lot cheaper because the company already has an established relationship with suppliers. So they buy in bulk. Utilities, salaries, promotions. We're looking to bring in about 10 employees just to supervise the floor. We will be one of the bigger facilities out of all the 4 locations. So it's still a lot of trial and seeing what works and what doesn't. But we have a great view of what already works. Promotions, $5,000, and total is $106,000 with a revenue total of $400,000. A lot of these numbers are brought by, I called around the different locations, and of course they're not in the same state or around the same area. So these may vary, but this is just a broad view of the numbers. And thank you for being here.
So with Pickup USA and the franchise, where do you see as far as you looking at opening it down the road and then looking at, so you have your $70 a month membership and then $60 for a month if someone is like for a year. So they're actually signing on the contract saying that we're going to commit to a year, is that?
Yes,
okay.
for that, yes.
Okay, so what is like the growth of this particular franchise? How is it doing compared to, because you have Phoenix, several places, Phoenix, Dallas, Irwindale, and Woodland Hills.
Right.
So for out of all, were you able to visit any of those sites or see what they're?
I have been to the Irwindale site.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there multiple times, no more than 10 though. And it's a great running facility. The employees there are friendly, knowledgeable. I was just asking questions just to see what they knew, especially when I did learn that I was doing this research project. I wanted to see, because a lot of the times when you go to places that say that that they're experts in that sport. Most of the time, they just get hired just because they want to work there. They don't actually know.
Were you able to talk to any of those who actually frequent the facility and ask them what would they like to see that wasn't provided already?
Yes. I had also plans of developing an app, which they didn't tell me that that's what they wanted. I just, off of some of the things they said, were like, it would be cool if there was a monitoring system, and that's where I got the idea, where you can develop this app that can monitor if someone's at that station, the workout stations, if how many people are in the actual facility, so that if you're at home, you can open up the app and say, hey, there's 5 people playing right now. We need 1 more to run a full court basketball game. And you can run over there and hey, you get it already going. Or if there's no one there, you can go, it's empty. If there's a lot of people there and you don't like being surrounded by too many people, you can stay away and then go a little later when it cools down.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Yes.
I really like the thing about your app, and pulling from Kylie's presentation, how many of us check the Disney app before going to Disneyland?
Right.
And we all look at Space Mountain, let's face it, that's where you measure wait time by when you're looking at Disney. So the idea that your customers would be actively engaged and constantly checking engages them and makes them a loyal customer base. Something that I thought was really interesting, there's back in the Arctic North where I came from, there's this place called Whirly Ball. It's hard to explain. There's a go-kart, there's a stick, and there's a ball, and there are these things you have to play, you like drive around, it's like crazy. But what it serves is this huge niche of corporate events. Companies will often rent it out for their employees for individual parties, for some sort of just socializing thing. I can see this as a huge market where companies would rent it out and have their, they have their employees go and do things or do tournaments to promote engagement within the company.
Exactly.
One thing though I wish I had seen was a layout
Yes.
of what the facility would have looked like, because it gives you a better visual of how the workout part and the basketball part come together, like what it would look like.
Thank you. And that's the reason why I had the idea of the curtain that comes right across so that they can have their own private session.
Very good.
Any other questions? Yes.
Did you find any gyms that you could lease, or would you have to remodel or build something?
In that area, there's facilities that they're big enough to like build a gym in there. I wouldn't have to create from scratch, but it's very popular. It's a very popular area, so you do have to wait for vacancies because usually they get taken up really quick. It's a really interactive community, and that was the majority of it.
So my son has been, this is positive information for you, anecdotal evidence. My son, I wish he were here because he looks like a jack-o'-lantern. He fell on a cement basketball court, and his 2 front teeth are basically half gone. So it is dangerous.
Yes, it is. It's very dangerous. I've had many injuries as well. And there's foam padding so that kids don't get hurt on the walls, and the floor a lot more absorbent than concrete. I'll tell you that for sure.
The other thing I read that's encouraging for you, there are more people in the world now dying from eating too much than from not getting enough food. So the weight thing is a big problem.
Yes. Thank
I
you.
guess you're not food, but there's a big problem going on.
There is. That's why there's a huge market for it.
Thank you.
Do I press right?
Press your right. Okay.
Hi everyone. My business startup is called Vian Property Management, and I created this logo, and I choose blue color because I really like blue color, and also I think it creates feeling of wisdom, trust, and loyalty. And a little background why I want to start a property management company is because my family has been in the real estate industry in Indonesia and back in my country since the 1970s. So since I was younger, they have been telling me if I would have to study abroad one day, it would be good if I can expand it out somewhere overseas. So that's why I've decided to try to start a property management company here in the US. So, residential, corporate, and retail property can be a lucrative business, offering multiple opportunity for generating revenue and creating a loyal investor clientele and expanding scope of activity for launch. And in most markets in the United States, there will be a likely mix of lease, rental, or for sale property that requires an ongoing management and maintenance. So, the establishment of professional organization capable of delivering cost-effective and efficient services to owner is something that people are looking for. And as I said, the name of the startup will be VN Property Management, and I will target residential, corporate, and retail property owners, but our main target market will be residential and commercial market segments. And to become successful in this industry, there are elements that are needed to initiate the development, and we'll rely extensively upon new technologies to connect with clients and to facilitate a completion of work. And my company's vision will involve becoming an accessible and a reliable provider of property management services on which both property owners and renters of residential and commercial property can rely with full of confidence. And our mission is to offer a full range of property management services. And our goal is to have an accessible and reliable provider of property management with a very easy and accessible communication. And the primary objective of the company will be to develop a competitive advantage on the market area by the quality of level of services provided by VN Property Management. So the problem addressed in my property management company is on determining on how a business entity can serve a legitimate need in almost any community, regardless of its size, composition, or anything about that. And I'll also ensure an easy communication between a property management firm and its customer. And it can be developed and maintained at least in part to the development of a state-of-the-art technology. Specifically, the focus is on the use of mobile apps in interaction with target markets, comprised primarily members of the millennial generations. And some of the solutions that I think that has to be worked on is we need a legitimate business, and to have a legitimate business, we need solid work team with efficient workers, and we also need to have a good business ethics. And mobile application is most commonly referred as app. It's a type of application software that is designed to run on a mobile device, such as smartphones or tablet computers. And people really like it because communication is really easy and fast and very personalized. As our focus is on residential and commercial real estate, services we'll offer is things such as tenant relations. This can be things such as collecting rents, or even them giving us feedback on what can be improved on our service that we provide. And property maintenance, we have teams on building maintenance, and we also have marketing. That can be advertising on our website, such as for rent or for sale properties, and it will be listed on our website. And just some analysis I did. As we can see from the table, that the threat of new entrants, intensity of rivalry, and bargaining power of entrants is unfavorably high, while the threats of substitutes and bargaining power of supplier is favorably low. This is based on the property management industry that is currently going on. And the industry analysis in the United States is estimated to be at 74 billion for year 2016. And this level of revenue represents an annual growth of 4.6% for the period of 2011 to 2016, and it's expected to remain strong up to 2021, but there will be a slight decrease in 2020 because of increase of home ownership rates, which will not need property management services. And yes, the competition will be very strong from many other property management company that has been around for a long time, as they already have a good brand recognition. And our customer again will be residential and commercial property owners or renters. And our demographic will be male and female, younger and older working adult with good consistent income. And our opportunity is that we have, since the population is growing and economy is growing, there is no limit yet on the demand of property management services. And our threats is that it's from the competitive market itself, and yeah, that's the strongest threat we have. So the market segmentation from the property owners are owner of rental properties and older age working people that owns personal property. And from property renters are usually from university and college students, as they're the one usually who rent apartments as they are moving a lot around the city, depending on the university they get accepted to. And also young professional working people who doesn't have family yet, they usually rent a house or rent an apartment. And the marketing strategy will be of the proposed startup property management enterprise will be based on product, price, place, and promotion framework, and high product quality, price leadership, local access, and promotion through direct contact and digital presence will define our marketing strategy. So that is including online advertising, social media, publishing on real estate websites and forums, and through word of mouth as well. And what is the potential for success in this company? I think that creating a business that relies extensively on the capacity of using a mobile computing and smartphone itself, it's a really unique opportunity. And there's a lot of people and new buyers who invest in real estate that is inexperienced and have limited understanding of the industry. and they require a property management company as a guidance to help them understand better on what is a good property management system is. And mobile application also have the capacity to drive growth for multiple lines of businesses, as they can provide instant answers from analytic app and also deepens customer relationships. And such app can transform a business with industry-specific application, and the property management field is an excellent locus to test available of a new mobile app. And some of the funding requirement, this is an estimation. This really depends on how big we want to be, but this is what I'm expecting and targeting for through interviews to my family and also through some research that I've done. So for the equipment and facility preparation, personal acquisition, personal training, certification and licensing, and initial advertising and working capital, we are looking around $750,000 to start this company to where we want to be. And the income that's for 2 years. And the income estimation at the end of 2 years, including our summer and winter program, as usually in the summer a lot of people are renting more properties. Minus expenses and taxes, we are looking at $157,500 of net income at the end of 2 years. So, in conclusion, I think an effective strategy is by taking a strategic approach that is best suited to the needs of the organization and its mission and its vision. And the conclusion drawn from the findings of this research is that the prospects for the success of this startup, Beyond Property Management, are positive because there are still many room of new opportunities and growth in the property management industry by including new technologies such as mobile app that is not available for now. And technologies nowadays has been growing rapidly, so I think this is a unique opportunity for me to work on. Thank you.
In your focus of residential and commercial real estate, how are owners of property management actually connecting with their tenants or either the companies or to really do what your focus will be on? Like how well are they doing it or not doing it at all? That's what you were saying, that this is you're seeing that need, which you're doing it now, but you're seeing that you're developing your application.
Mm-hmm.
So I have twofold question. With your residential and commercial target, what do you see that they're doing now that they can do better that will help you to infiltrate with your app in order to take over where they're lacking?
For example, like a residential for rent properties, every month usually you have to pay rent and you have to write a check or give them something like a cashier's check or something, and when you're late you get late fees and stuff like that. With the app you get reminders, and if they need like some sort of property maintenance, instead of you have to go to talk to the maintenance and leasing office and all of those stuff, you can do it anywhere, even you're not home, putting it in your mobile app, and you get instant answers, and when the service will be done, or you can even connect bank details and everything through mobile app and paying rent through mobile apps. So the management itself doesn't need as much people working in the company,
Mm-hmm.
so that saves the management side of it as well, and it also saved time for the people staying in the apartment, or I think through the mobile app it's just a lot quicker and easier.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
I just want to make a comment. I think it's a great idea. The same thing that happened when like you didn't have to go to the bank anymore to get money. I mean, well, to like deposit a check. It's similar. I think it's extremely innovative, and it takes away a lot of confrontation between the manager and the tenant.
Yeah, that's
Mr. Lowe?
Oh,
I do have a question. So your family's business is in Indonesia.
yeah.
What are some of the differences between the Indonesian market and the American market that we see?
The market itself is really different because Indonesia itself is still a very rapidly developing country itself. So there is still a lot of things lacking in terms of even proper rules, licensing, and the market itself is still very like the level of income in Indonesia. There's not a lot of middle income, so the market in Indonesia is either really you have to target really low end or really high end. And the good thing about things in the United States, you can, and with technologies and things like this, everyone in the United States pretty much have a smartphone and tablets or laptop computers. So creating property management with the help of technology here, I think it's a good opportunity for growth, since it's not really available yet in the United States. And this is not possible to do it in Indonesia because not a lot of people have smartphones, and not a lot of application can be developed yet because there's too many, it's not transparent yet, everything, like the whole banking system, the whole technology part of the mobile app industry in the US, I mean in Indonesia is still really weak. Yeah.
Any other questions?
I just had a question. I think the timing, you probably know a lot more about this than I do, but I've been reading a lot of private equity firms are raising money to go buy residential real estate and rent it. So I think the rental market is really growing, especially for millennials, because they're having trouble, they're coming out of college with so much debt, they're having trouble buying a home, so they're renting for a long time.
Yeah, and I think with like a lot of people, especially they just got out of college and they're really busy trying to get work done and everything. So with the help with mobile app and a good property management company will help them save time, and it'll be very convenient for them.
Thank you.
Push the flashing button.
Mute in the middle. Perfect. You may begin.
Let me just take off my jacket a little bit.
Okay.
Try to come. Good afternoon, everybody. How is everyone doing today? Good. So, start off, my name is Israel Samsego, and the business organization I envision myself starting in the future is it's called Nuevas Puertas, and for those of you who are not familiar with the Spanish language, that actually translates to new doors. So, and you'll see later in the presentation why I came up with this title and why I envision myself doing this in the future. So a little background, I actually grew up, I was born and raised in Boyle Heights, and that's a small city nearing downtown LA. And basically, my experiences living there were not so good, just for the fact that there was a lot of crime activity and a lot of gang intervention. Those two were actually the top predominant gangs in where I live in Boyle Heights. It's White Fence and B&E. And those two are the major gangs that are going on right now. And they have a lot of conflict between them because they're always battling for basically dominance of the area. And there's been a few instances where I experienced personally, and one of them was actually, I was coming back from school actually. I was actually parking my car, usually I park my car right across the street from my house, but just because there was, I guess, a party going on, there was a lot of cars parked in where I usually park, so I had to go move my car all the way to where there's actually a house where one of these gangs actually live in, so they're always circling the area and checking to see if there's any bad things going on. So I actually parked my car there, and then I was actually with my cousin and my brother too, and they actually saved my spot right there because I actually wanted to see, because I didn't really want to park there just for the fact that they were there, sitting down out their house. So I actually wanted just to check another street, see if there was any available space, but it turns out there wasn't, so I had to go back there. And basically when I parked the car, we got out of the car, and then they started flashing like one of those lasers, green lasers. And they started flashing it, and they were kind of hollering at us, whistling. That's usually what they do when they want to get your attention. They kind of whistle at you. And basically we ignored it because I didn't want to do anything with that. And so we were walking, and then this guy actually came from behind us, started whistling, and we just kept walking, and then it just got to a point where I actually turned around because it was getting annoying. And basically he came up to us and was like asking us questions, like, where are you from? That's usually their tone of voice. And where are you from? What you doing out here? Stuff like that. And it's just a bad experience, just the fact that we don't feel safe because of the gangs. And there's actually another story that I've actually had too. It was another day. It was late at night. I was actually closing up all the gates from the backyard. That's kind of my job at my house, just make sure all the gates are closed and everything. And basically I was coming, once I was finished with the closing of the gate, I heard a car racing down the street, and all of a sudden I just hear gunshots, and I'm just throw myself on the floor. And my neighbor, once that happened, my neighbor actually came to the house and was like, what happened? Did you hear that? And she was like, she actually saw the whole thing. She saw this car coming down, and she actually saw the bullets actually firing it at my house. So that's something that I just want to share with you guys, just where I come from and why this kind of influenced me to do a business in this industry. Right now the prison system is kind of off. Reason why I talked about the prisons too is because there's actually gangs that have relations to prison right now. Just basically once the prisoners come out, they go right out into the streets and start, basically doing crime again. Just for the fact that they have a strong relationship with the gangs in the community and the prison systems. So that's how they get their drugs, how they get all their weapons into the prisons. And the main function for the prison right now is how they call it, get tough on crime. And this basically has started an explosion with prisons. And basically with prisons, because of that, they're actually starting to find new ways to expand and not really focusing on the mere fact that they should be investing more programs into rehabbing these prisoners. And just a fun fact, there's 4 to 5 million people who are on probation on parole. So, like I said before, crime rehab has actually become a failed objective in most justice systems across America. And the Department of Criminal Justice actually states that to provide for confinement, supervision, rehabilitation, and integration of adult felons. Now the key word is they provide. They do not basically aim to provide a program that's going to be successful. And basically what I want to do is identify key factors that actually help to develop a sustainable prison criminal rehab program that can actually help the community and actually provide better opportunities for these people that are coming out of prison. I did a little bit of research, and what I found was that a lot of research has shown that the more severely children are punished, the more violent they become in the future. And basically how that works is, like take bullying for example. Children just don't bully just like that. It's actually a learned behavior. It can actually happen in school, maybe someone bothering them, or actually most of the cases actually start at home. Maybe their parents mistreat them, and that's how they can become. So because they're treated unfairly, they take that frustration to other people, and that's how bullying starts. So California spends roughly $43,000 each year in housing in prison inmates, where only 5% of that money goes to rehab. So like I said before, rehabilitation in the prison system is not the main focus right now. It's actually expansion. And if they actually start investing more money into rehabs, California can actually save up to $500 to $6 million per year in taxpayer money. Now, I actually had the opportunity of interviewing his name is Father Greg Boyle. He's actually a father, a pastor, and he is the founder of Homeboy Industries. So let me just ask, how many of you are familiar with Homeboy Industries? Okay, quite a few. So basically, Homeboy Industries is a nonprofit organization. They tailor to people who are in gangs, and they provide programs for them to rehab. They provide a lot of case legal services. So basically, for those who have crimes before, they assign them an attorney and basically work with them on a one-on-one basis. And they basically try to provide programs where they can actually work on their skills and be able to be prepared for the workforce. And they actually have small cafes where these gang members get a chance to work in that cafe and basically just work on customer service. And he's actually an author of the book Tattoos on the Heart. How many of you have read this book? What did you think of the book?
Oh, it was great. It was actually here in the Stuff Writers book here about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this book was actually read this in high school, and this book was basically showing a lot of the personal. It was kind of like a documentary kind of, and it just shows personal stories of these gang members and what they've been through and how Homeboy Industries have actually made an impact in their life and made a turn in their life, basically. And while I was interviewing Father Greg Boyle, one thing that stood out to me was the fact that since he's a pastor, he actually had a lot of experiences bearing a lot of young children who had died from gang-related activity. So basically what he did was kind of provide a alternative school and nature program where kids can actually be safe from all that violence and work on get tutor services and basically put them in programs where they can stay out of trouble. So for my business, I actually want to start a career consulting business. And basically what I want to do is take prisoners who are coming right out of prison. Usually when they come out, they don't have no sense of direction. They don't. Maybe sometimes their family don't want to take them in just for the fact that what they've done in the past, and they're left to the streets basically. And that's where the majority of homeless people come, because they have no people to help them. They have no sense of direction, and no one's out there helping them. So what I want to do is take them, put them in programs where they can actually work on work experience, have people to such as employment training, and then have people, psychiatrists work on mental health. Most of the people who are in prison right now, the majority of them actually commit crimes because they're not mentally stable. And also drug and substance abuse. A lot of people are taking a lot of drugs, and most of the fact that people who take drugs and are under the influence of alcohol, they commit more crimes. And then also, so this is basically a list of all the programs I like to provide for my business. And education is key too, because personally, I think education kind of saved me from all that violence in gang-related activity, just for the fact that I was actually placed in Catholic school. I've been in Catholic school all my life, and that's the thing that I've learned has helped me a lot to move forward. As far as marketing, social media is the thing right now. So I feel that portraying my business on social media will be able to help me market my business, myself, to other people, people who are in the same industry as me, and people who are from different industries as well. And community service is also another thing. I was actually part of the Boy Scouts, and one thing I learned was the importance of community service. When you give back to the community, it shows a lot of character from you. And because of that, more likely the community is going to give back to you. So if I can give back to the community, my business would be able to be well known throughout the community. And then business to business sales. This is actually I see a lot of growth in that area, just for the fact that businesses are more likely to do business with another business, and that is a profitable business. As far as the market segmentation, my business is tailored to people who were ex-inmates, men and women, ages from 18 to 30, and people living in Los Angeles area. And like I mentioned before, a lot of people are homeless and on the streets, so I also want to tailor to them, because I feel that if I can help them, they can actually stay off the streets and have more opportunities to work. And so individuals looking for an opportunity to change their life, people seeking employment experience, and people who are financially illiterate. I feel that if I'm able to tailor to those needs, I would be able to provide a successful program. As far as competition, like I mentioned before, Homeboy Industries, they've been around for 20 plus years, and that's one of the major competition I have right now, just for the fact that they've been established for a lot of years. And the main difference between them and my business is that they tailor to people who've been in gangs. And what I want to do is kind of base off their business, but market more toward people who've been in prison. And the second one is Prison Entrepreneurship Program. And this company is a nonprofit organization, and they're based in Texas, Dallas and Houston. And basically what they do is provide MBA programs for people who've been in prison, and they just provide educational services for them to be able to earn a degree and be able to be ready for the workforce. As far as management team, I do want to start off small. So these are just a list of these positions that I would hire when I start my business. So president, accounting, taking care of the finances, person in charge of marketing, operations, making sure all the performance is well, and then human resources. So just to start small, that would be my team. And then once I'm more established and have more experience working in the field, I would be able to hire more people and then get more businesses to have partnerships with other businesses. Financials, this one is just based on a monthly basis. So the programs such as drug and substance abuse, mental health, and employment training, stuff like that, those programs would cost about $10,000 per month. and then compensating training, about 4,000, administration paying all the people who work for the company, about 3,000, and then social enterprises, basically, once more I'm more established, I like to kind of branch out and start like small businesses, more solely in the food industry. So have like food trucks or have like small cafes, stuff like that. And I would be able to bring more revenue for my business. And then, like I mentioned before, community service is a big thing. So I believe fundraising would be a key factor, and that would cost about $2,000. Next steps. I'm really passionate about starting this business. So right now, my path is finish my BA, and then I have my MBA next year. So once I finish schooling, I would like to start this business within 3 to 5 years. Just for the fact that I really want to make a change in my community, take the experiences I've had in the past, and basically create a safer environment and give opportunities for the less fortunate, and just change the world. Thank you.
Thank you. What do you see as far as now, with us, as far as doing something like now, like if you do something like in the summer or the fall, what aspect of it would you take? Because I know you said you wanted to do counseling as far as for helping making that transition, but what is it that you could really do, like something like tomorrow? What could you do?
Tomorrow?
Like if you do something like that?
Actually, that's actually an interesting question. I would actually want to try to get myself in. Get in contact with Homeboy Industries and kind of work with them for a few, just to get like an internship with them and see how they run things. So I learn how to run a business like that, and then see how fast prisoners can actually rehab and how people can actually, change their lives just for the fact of the programs they provide.
Okay.
So kind of trying to work in my competition first, and then go from there.
Questions? Yes.
Yeah. How would you go about filtering inmates to be accepted into your program? We just accept anyone, any ex-inmate, regardless of the crime. So let's say murder, anything like that, and
basically, just to start off, I would like to take those who are already ready to make a change for their life. Basically people who, passed all they're basically ready. And then from there, I would kind of do a process of specifying the type of crime they committed, and then how many years they were in there. So just along those lines.
I once heard someone say that children need 3 things. They need food in their bellies, love in their hearts, and a soft place to land at night. And when you talk about the fact that these kids have been kind of pushed into this world that is destructive and causes a lot of pain, the reason it's attractive to them is because it provides those 3 things. It gives them a place to stay, it gives them food, and it may not give them love, but it gives them some kind of sense of belonging. And that's why it persists. So this idea of interrupting that pattern by providing those things in a way makes a lot of sense, and it looks like you have thought a lot about this, and you know of what you speak, which is very commendable. The one thing I would like to know is, have you thought about having any kind of recruitment for employers who are willing to take on people who may have a past where they were in prison or in jail?
Yeah, that was actually one of the things I want to focus on, is having partnerships with local businesses, and then basically rehab the ex-prisoners, and then once they're done with their training and the process, I would actually kind of put them to work for the businesses. So like I said before, actually once I'm done with that, I would actually start small businesses, cafes, food trucks, and that's where prisoners can actually start working.
And have you thought about having a role, or maybe yourself being a person who would be looking for grant opportunities, for government grant opportunities to bring revenue in? Or
Yes.
is that something that you were?
Would you operate your business as a 501c3 nonprofit? But you get any donations that are brought to you would be non-taxable?
Yes, nonprofit. Because I feel nonprofit gets a lot of aid from the state and a lot of
Your local charity donations become non-taxable.
Yeah. good for business.
Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Alright, so let us begin. Hi, I'm Victoria Hudgens,
And I'm Nicole Corey.
and we're here to present to you today our new and upcoming business, Zen House.
Zen House is a holistic health and wellness club located in West Hollywood, Los Angeles.
We are a new kind of social club. We're best described as a mix between the Soho House, fitness studios, and a health and wellness center.
We're dedicated to treat disorders, diseases, aging, weight loss, weight gain, and other health issues the natural way.
So 6 years ago, I found out that I have celiac disease, and that's an autoimmune disease that restricts me from eating gluten, dairy, grains, soy, processed foods, and a lot of other foods. And I'm healthy today, but I went years and years being chronically sick and not being able to figure out what's wrong with me. And I was in and out of school. I was in and out of the doctor's office. I had multiple tests done on me. I saw so many different doctors, and everything always just came up as something that I didn't have. And it was either that I had anxiety that was giving me the stomach issues. I was put on medications that actually made all my symptoms worse. Because I had stomach issues, I was bloated and swollen, I would get booming headaches, my fibromyalgia was flared up. And I was really beaten down because I was just kept being told that there's nothing really wrong with you. I think it's just a phase, and I was like, this can't be how someone feels when they're healthy. So my mom said, let's just try one last thing. Let's go see a naturopathic doctor before you just give up on all this. And I did, and he ran some tests. He diagnosed me with celiac disease. He told me what to take out of my diet, like the gluten and the dairy and the soy. And he also told me what to put into my lifestyle, like supplements and enzymes. And I did that, and immediately I started feeling so much more healthy. And I've become very passionate about health and fitness because obviously anything I put into my body really affects my immune system. And I'm not only passionate about helping myself, though, I want to help other people that have gone through similar situations, that are struggling with their health, and I want to introduce them into a new way of life.
Well, I don't have any diseases or intolerances, but I've dealt with weight issues all my life. And I'm from Mexico, so when I was like 14, I really started to care about how I looked and how I presented myself to other people. So I started working out, eating healthy, and was able to lose weight and maintain it for about 3 years. And it wasn't until I moved here from to the United States that when I was 16, I started just gaining weight out of nowhere. Because of that, I started doing like fad diets, for example, the 500 calorie diet, Weight Watchers, and other diets. And right when I used to get off of that, used to go back to my normal lifestyle, I used to just gain weight all over again. So I figured out it was all the hormones that I used to be eating from the non-processed foods. And ever since I found that out, I changed my whole lifestyle to an all-organic lifestyle. And little by little, I started noticing I was losing weight. I was able to maintain it until now. And because of that, I became really passionate about fitness and nutrition.
Through our journey, we have gained a true understanding of what works for the body and what doesn't.
Our approach is to inform you why you put certain things into your body and why you try to avoid others. How to walk into a grocery store knowing what to buy, what products to purchase. How to order at a restaurant, and how to cook healthy and tasty meal.
The global wellness industry is a $3.7 trillion market. It is 3 times larger than the $1 trillion worldwide pharmaceutical industry.
It's mostly dominated by beauty and anti-aging products, fitness and mind-body exercises, healthy eating, nutrition, and weight loss.
Other product sales that complete the health and wellness market are complementary and alternative medicine, wellness tourism, spas, medical tourism, and workplace wellness. Looking at these numbers show us that people are willing to spend a lot of money on their health. In the health industry today, a huge area of concern are doctors misdiagnosing patients and loosely prescribing them with antibiotics, medications, surgery, and restrictive diets in order to treat these recurring symptoms that they're having instead of preventing them from happening by addressing the root problem.
And even after taking the pills, going under surgery, and trying these diets that the doctor gave them, people are still feeling these disconnected chronic symptoms that go unsolved.
We believe this is because of the lack of knowledge in Western medicine of the mind-body connection and the connection that it has to our gut. Our purpose is to educate people that most health issues are interconnected to the gut and the health of the gut microbiome.
The gut microbiome is destroyed by eating unhealthy, consuming toxins, antibiotics, lack of sleep and exhaustion, and stress.
We will spread knowledge and awareness of health, fitness, illnesses, proper testing, diagnosis, treatment, and eating a real food diet.
Our mission is to create balance where there's imbalance,
To restore and revitalize the mind, body, and soul from the inside out through holistic nutrition. Health is not targeted to one specific age and demographic, but we will be targeting males and females between the ages of 25 to 60, generally with a high income. In the health center at the Zen House, we will offer a team of board-certified naturopathic doctors, dietitians, and nutritionists, and they will come together to create a comprehensive plan for your specific body type. And that will include nutrition, detoxification, lifestyle change, fitness, stress reduction, supplements, and botanical medicines.
The Zen House nutrition is all organic, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, grain-free, and mostly raw. When you think about a raw food diet, what's the first thing that pops into your mind?
Uncooked meals.
Anywhere else?
Carrots.
Carrots. So raw food is fresh, whole, unrefined, living plant-based foods consumed in their natural state without cooking or steaming. And these foods are vegetables, fruits, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. And the reason for a raw food diet is to consume the most amount of nutrients to heal the body, because actually applying heat to food kills all nutrients and accumulates toxins in the body. Peace Pies is a raw vegan restaurant in Encinitas, California, and it's the best raw vegan food I've ever tasted. It's so delicious. Each meal has a specific taste, and that's something different that I've found at any other raw vegan restaurant. And so we are partnering with them and bringing them to the restaurant at the Zen House. As well as having a restaurant, we are going to have a market that is going to be attached to the restaurant, and that will have all the essential products that our members can buy.
The products that we will have at our market will be an all-natural products, which will be organic raw food products, superfoods, essential oils, and natural beauty products. In the nutrition plan at the Zen House, we will offer our clients an optional diet meal plan that will consist of raw, vegan, paleo, or paleo-vegan. It'll be delivered to you guys daily, and it will be $200 a week.
If that doesn't appeal to you, we do offer cooking classes at the Zen House weekly, and that will teach you how to prepare, cook, and learn how to shop for your specific nutrition plan that the doctors have given you.
At our fitness studios, we offer our clients these type of classes: yoga, Pilates, bar, cycle, kickboxing, foam roll stretch, and kids cardio stretch.
We chose these workouts because they are low impact on the body, but they do show a significant amount of results.
At our holistic spa, we offer our clients different type of holistic treatments, such as a holistic massage induced with essential oils and CBD oils. CBD oils is an extract from cannabis, and it will not get you high, but it will help with stress, anxiety, and pain. Other treatments will be natural facials and spa treatments, chiropractic treatments with fascial tissue manipulation, acupuncture, and cupping.
At the Zen House, we do want our members to enjoy a peaceful transformation to their new lifestyle change, and we want to do this in a positive social environment. So we have implemented a rooftop lounge that will include a pool, cabanas, a juice bar by Peace Pies, and a Zen garden.
Zen House memberships are yearly contracts. All members have access to our club. They will have 15% off the Peace Pies restaurant and have optional diet meal plans.
You can't put a price on health, so we have come up with 5 different memberships that will appeal to each individual and their specific needs.
The first membership is a diamond membership, which is $400 a month. It includes 4 visits with a naturopathic doctor a year, 1 visit with a dietitianist a month, 1 visit with a nutritionist a week, unlimited fitness classes, and unlimited cooking classes.
The Pro membership is $300 a month. It includes 2 visits with a naturopathic doctor a year, 4 visits with a dietitian a year, 2 visits with a nutritionist a month, and unlimited fitness classes and unlimited cooking classes.
The third membership is the Ruby membership, which is $200 a month and includes 1 visit with a naturopathic doctor a year, 1 visit with a dietitianist a year, 1 visit with a nutritionist a month, unlimited fitness classes, and unlimited cooking classes.
The Sapphire membership is $150 a month, and that includes unlimited fitness classes and unlimited cooking classes.
The last membership is GEMS membership, which is for kids. It's $150 a month, and it's going to be 4 visits with a naturopathic doctor a year, 1 visit with a dietitianist a month, 2 visits with a naturopathic doctor a month, and unlimited kids fitness classes. These are our financials for the year. Our startup costs will include rent, utilities, equipment, and payroll, and the total will be $1,660,000.
We did come up with a club floor plan for the Zen House so you can get a visualization of exactly what it's going to look like. This is the first floor, and so when you walk in, this is the Zen pond. Here, so when you walk in, this is the entrance. We'll have the reception in the lobby, the ladies and gentlemen's locker rooms. This will be a Zen room, and then the spa. Over here is the patio for Peace Pies and the entrance. You also can enter in through the Zen House. And then here's the market that will be attached to Peace Pies, as well as the cooking classes, kitchen, and then the kitchen for the restaurant.
This is the second floor, and this is a lounge where people could hang out, socialize. We will have a juice bar by Peace Pies. The daycare is located right over here. These are all the fitness studio classes, and here is the doctor's offices.
The last floor is the rooftop, and the pool is here. There's all the cabanas where everyone can relax. We will put a Zen garden in the corner, and here's the juice bar. And that's it. Thank
you. Ladies, very good. Like a very high clientele for your specific market and minimum area because you're comparing it to Soho House and all the others. So it's like that membership together, so you definitely know who you're targeting it to. So what would you see as far as like if you're going to start up? What would be the first element of that you would want to start to test first before you actually look at opening that house first? Because I know you haven't want Peace Pies restaurant.
Yeah.
So what would be the first element of that you would want to implement first?
I would want to implement definitely the doctors, having the doctor's offices, and also the restaurant, probably with the nutrition part all first, and then fitness and everything that after.
Okay, thank you. Question right here.
I have a question. You guys are trying to like illnesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would my insurance be able to cover? Because you know it's pretty expensive.
Insurance.
And doctors.
Oh, sorry. Insurance will be covered for like testing and blood tests and other types of testing. But we did research on how much it costs to see a naturopathic doctor and a dietitian and nutritionist, and our memberships actually, you'll be getting more for what you're paying instead of going to each individual doctor.
Next question.
You all did really well.
Thank you.
I do have a question. It seems, and I'm basing this on things like the reason why so many students use Apple is because Apple invested heavily in schools. And your vision is a shift in the way we eat and how we think about food. Have you given any consideration to having very targeted programs for kids to introduce them to this way of eating? Because if they, my best friend's kids eat sushi, and I don't know any 5-year-olds who eat sushi. So if you can introduce it at an early age, you can really provide, you can kind of invest in your future market.
Yeah.
Have you thought about really targeting that age group to introduce them to this?
Well, we do have a kids membership for those kids, if their parents want to pay for them to do this. But we haven't really discussed that, but that would be a really good idea.
Have you thought about trying to partner with businesses companies, they could supplement it for their employees?
Oh yeah,
Is
well
it
the doctors we're outsourcing, and Peace Spies we're I guess I don't know outsourcing.
We're not outsourcing, we're just having them take care of the restaurant, and we're getting a, and how do you call it? A what?
License.
No, we're getting commission out of them,
Yeah.
and
also the
all our
trainers,
fitness
all the
classes,
fitnesses,
the teachers will be paid by class, not, they're not gonna be there for 24 hours.
I was thinking more, maybe a business would supplement the monthly fees for their employees. I don't know. Sometimes they do things like that.
Okay.
Sometimes they pay for gym memberships, things like that, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, like partnering with businesses, okay.
We haven't thought about that.
But that's a really good idea,
Are you giving discounts to former professors?
Sure, yeah. Of course, you help them, so.
That's quite a capital investment. Have you thought about how to raise funds for this?
Yeah, we have two ideas of who, for investors.
And you don't want to share?
I know a guy is called Gary, and
The other guy is my dad's friend, Julio. He's from Indonesia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would they be part owners?
well, they'll get a like a percentage of what we do.
I see.
But
Yeah,
we want them to
silent
be silent. Yeah. Okay, is there any more questions?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Rayford and I will be presenting my business capstone on my image consulting company for social networking. The name derives from the thought of imagine industries. So with social media being one of the, Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Rayford and I'm presenting my business capstone on image consulting company for social media. Social media has been a blessing and a curse. It has been a blessing because it has created a platform for all different people to brand themselves or a product or a service on social media, creating all amounts of exposure for their company. It has been a curse because a lot of the times people tend to be so consumed in their phones and what's going on in there and what other people are doing, they don't necessarily use their imagination and with their own personal guidance and their own passion to drive. Sometimes people get distracted and it's also been a distraction for many people. So the reason for me wanting to create this image consulting company is for people to come and take advice from me, and I will be able to work with people on growing their businesses and themselves and their product. I have currently worked with one client and I have a background in fashion along with working with interning with different companies such as Bell & Brand, which is a startup company. I've worked with high-end retail such as Gucci, Prada, and Fendi, and I've learned tons of different things, marketing tools that I want to use for young women. So I want to take a different approach. I want to work with women my age. We are the #1 leading consumers when it comes to social media, and we are up 22% when it comes to people building their brands online. So I want to help different girls brand themselves or their product on social media. So I really want to Imagine Industries is going to be located downtown. The reason being it is the #1 location for fashion-driven businesses. There's plenty of startups down here. I am down here all the time. I work with different people down here, and I feel like it would be a great place for my company to be, and I will be close to all the people trying to market themselves along with their products and services in this location. So like I said before, I was working with a client. Her name is Asia Thompson, and I started working with her about in September, and the first thing I did was sit down with her and talk to her about her goals and what necessarily she wanted to do and where she was at. So when she first started out, she only had 19,000 followers, and she was pretty much just taking pictures of herself, taking selfies in her house, and just started branding herself like that. She had a YouTube channel with some subscribers on it, but since then we've done a lot of different things to improve it. One of my main tools that I've learned from other companies, such as Bell & Brand, is MailChimp, which is an email targeting tool that people use to send out email blasts to let people know what's going on, what they have going on. So what I did with Asia was when she sent me her videos throughout the week and we changed up her look a little bit, we also started adding in different bloggers, different people such as like Revolve and Fashion Nova and different people that she wanted to work with so they could start getting email blasts about things that she has going on, and it's helped grow her business. When I first started working with her, she was at 55,000 subscribed videos. Now we're at 70, and these are all the different things that we have used to be viable tools for them to improve over time. The number one tool that I feel that has worked, and it was also on the social media impact report, was visual content. When I first started working with her, she didn't have too much visual content. All of her pictures are pretty much of herself taking them, but it's much more harder for somebody to become passionate and one with herself and driven, and I helped her bring that out of herself, and it's shown through her following and her increase of networking. So currently the problem is people do not know how to use their imagination, passion, and skills to drive business. And I am a firm believer that these are the three things that drive business on a social platform. And that's why I want people to come to Imagine Industries to get image consulting and help build their businesses. So since I've been downtown and I've seen plenty of different businesses down there and seen what they have been doing, I came across the brick lofts. These are at 652 Mateo Street, and there are some really nice lofts, and on the inside of them there's tons of different marketing companies, fashion industries, and all the people working in the fashion world in here, so that's why I want to have my business in here along with them. I plan on making it where different people can come in and have shoots. I'm going to set up a whole e-com setup so people can come and have their shoots, and also create tons of visual content and be able to perform on here and get building advice from me. So this is my mission and vision, and basically what this means to me is I want to help empower women to take a different approach on social network and grow and go against what social norms are, the negative things that could be on there, and help them just keep a clean, chic, positive image when it comes to branding themselves or a product. So a lot of people right now are spending anywhere between $3,000 to $15,000 a month, which is a lot of money when it comes to branding. My prices are much more cheaper than that, and that includes building visual content and having photo shoots, doing sample sales, and also doing rental shoot space, which if they just wanted to come do that, it would only be $200 for 8 hours, and that's much more competitive to other places down there. One of the really famous studios down there is Apex Studios. A lot of people shoot with them, and they're a great place to shoot, but their prices are much, much more higher than mine. All of my clients will need to be on a 6-month contract basis because that's the amount of time I need to be able to show improvement between their growth and my growth, and that's on a monthly retainer basis. So this is just a quote about social media and what it does and how it's one of the world's greatest brands by Elaine Wheeler. She has wrote tons of books that have inspired me about design, brand, and identity. She has talked about all different types of ways to market businesses, and I have taken some time out to read some of her different things, and they have helped me grow within helping myself and other people when it comes to branding. So my plan for success after I graduate and take everything that I've learned from here and working with different companies and being an intern in different places is to create a website with all different visuals and contents and different things that I've done to help grow businesses. And then by January 2018, I would like to already be in my location and be able to have at least one client per package starting in January all the way to August. And also I'm only going to say 10 people to do shoots, and that accumulates a good amount for me to be able to cover all of the costs for this. So my startup cost would be around $43,000. My 1-year lease is that amount. It's breaking up into the shoot setup is around $800, and to design the loft the way that I would like it would be around $6,000. And if I go back to the slide before, with these things all tallied up, it would be my income after 6 months would be $47,000. Being able to cover the price for there, and then leaving from August to December for me to have profit and revenue. So these are a few different things that have inspired me along the way to get to this point. One of the people is April Bernard. She is a personal stylist at Saks Fifth Avenue, currently in Beverly Hills. That's where I met her. She's the Givenchy brand ambassador for Saks, and she has also been with Saks for tons of time, but she's built a really strong clientele on social media and has over 120 clients that come in and visit her, and she posts all different luxury brands online to drive in her customer and build her business. So that's the reason why she's been a great aspect to me, and she brings in anywhere between $85,000 and $100,000 a year. Bell & Brand is another thing that really inspires me, because that was a brand that I interned for, and that's where I really learned about how to make visual content, how to build business, and how much MailChimp and email blasts and things like that nature can really build your business. Last but not least is Alejandro Michel, and he is the fashion designer for Gucci. Currently, while I work with Asia, I have also been temping at Gucci, which is a great brand, and it has done a very good job since he's been a fashion designer 2 years ago. They have doubled their profits by him just really being himself and creative, all different things that he is passionate about, and it has driven other people towards him. He's really a reflection of somebody who's taken a platform of doing your passion and other people being inspired by it. Thank you.
I really like the presentation and the visuals, specifically since it's real world and you're actually working with a client, so you can actually quantify and gauge exactly how you've taken her from one point to the next and you've grown her. So that's very commendable. I commend you for that, because it's really hard in a sense to really increase someone's social presence, and then with the idea of your company with imagining outside of a box and taking her to the next level. So that's really good. So you're going to do very well.
Thank you.
Good job, Ashley.
Questions? Yes.
I loved it.
Thank you.
I can see you in this world. I can tell you know this world. And I can tell this is something that you really are passionate about. So the interesting thing about this market is people make assumptions about what millennials can do when it comes to social media. They just think because younger adults grew up on social media that they understand its usefulness as a strategy. And so when they come to young people, they expect them to have a level of knowledge that you do about what that actually entails. And this is a niche. It is, because people don't know how to brag about themselves. And you see that all the time. The first place you see it is on a resume. People have a hard time bragging about what they're capable of. So to be able to be that person, to pull that out of them, to kind of be the mirror that they can hold themselves up to and see what their best aspects are, and to pair that with social media, I think is really smart. I really liked it.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just visual content. Does that have different subcategories, or how would you define that?
So I define that as somebody who's taking a picture of just like themselves, that's not really visual content, just yourself. But if you like snap a picture of your shoes and your legs and you're being a little bit more different, or you're showing your purse off, or you have an amazing quote, or something else besides yourself that is inspiring to you, like say for you see something and you're inspired by it and you clip a picture of it, that's your visual content. That's what you see that you're passionate about, and you pursue somebody else. So in Asia, when I was first working with Asia, she didn't really have any visual content. I was like, start taking pictures of other things besides yourself. What else inspires you? People they want to see you, but people are also driven about who you are, what inspires you to be where you're at today. How did you get there? So that's visual content.
Thank you. Nice job.
And I really
Our last presentation is
Tyler
Webb.
Okay, my name is Tyler, and I've developed EmpireEarth.com. What made me want to do this project? Well, after 4 years at Marymount, being in entrepreneurship and management concentration in business, and working with the master distributor in the janitorial supply industry for about 6 years, allowed me to acquire a base working knowledge of the cleaning industry. And then on top of that, I would also like to point out two professors that aren't here, Dr. Rex Drayman and Al Holloman. also really motivated me. Rex Strandman was really into sustainability. The solution, what are the solutions for the problems that Empire Earth is addressing? Empire Earth is going to be a partnership with Empire Formation Company. We will provide warranty services in the Southern California area. Rep groups will send instructors to train and educate Empire Earth's customers in a classroom style in monthly seminars. Our website will offer tutorial videos explaining what to do in certain cleaning situations, and the online live chat will be available to discuss customers' cleaning needs between 8 and 5, Monday through Friday. With less than a handful of noted green equipment manufacturers in the U.S., it is important to give more options to the people who deserve better customer support. And then the third solution was we have to put our best foot forward to develop and manufacture all of our green products within the United States. This vacuum, 92% of the parts were developed and the whole vacuum was manufactured in the United States. The commercial cleaning industry has a total of 875,000 businesses and an annual revenue of $51 billion. More or less, other websites say up to 59 to 61 billion. Empire Earth's projected share of market will end up being less than 1%, probably even less than 0.5%. The commercial cleaning industry has a 6% growth rate to come by the year 2020. And then key findings. The ISSA, also known as the Worldwide Cleaning Industry Association, states that the green cleaning is a marketplace phenomenon that is being driven by customer demand and the overall trending of the broad marketplace for environmentally preferable products and services are needed. And both home and business owners are increasingly conscious of these chemicals used in their spaces, and cleaning services that focus on non-toxic supplies and processes that have been gaining popularity. And then below that, most businesses need to be clean to stay open and attract business. Populations in Southern California are continually growing. So with that being said, businesses are growing, there's going to be more households, so there's always a demand to clean. And so also most government facilities run and are now going GBC, which is Green Building Council, or LEEDS, which is Leadership in Environmental Energy Design. General company description. Empire Earth's mission is to educate customers on the benefits and operation of its environmentally friendly commercial cleaning products and equipment, contributing to a healthy working environment at home or the office. Our philosophy is to focus on the good for our employees, environment, and for our country. So we want to make sure all the employees are fed and are happy, and make sure they have no problems, and the environment, make sure that everything is sanitary, and the country, just everything's manufactured, and all the jobs we're trying to keep them in the U.S. Our first distribution and repair center will be located in Northridge. Products and services. What newly developed products and services will Empire Earth be offering in order to catch the attention of not only the customer, but of its competitors? So the first one we had was the Empire Earth vacuum series. We either have a 6-quart, or there's also a 10-quart. And there's the hot water extraction system, which is in the photo right there. And then these are 2 sheets that show out all the specs and improvements compared to everything else in the industry. So down here, there's a more advanced HEPA filter. They changed the pigtail for the power cord so it doesn't pull out as easily. The filter, the exhaust filter at the bottom. And then new wider and longer straps, so they're not as narrow, there's not as pressure from the weight of the backpack. And then also these backpack vacuums have 60% more suction, and it's 210 degrees, so they're way more efficient than any push on the ground push vacuum. Empire Earth Wet and Dry Vacuum with 27-inch mount squeegee. Empire Earth Air Mover, 17-inch rotary scrubber with pad holder and shampoo brush. Empire Earth Extreme Carpet Solution, stain remover. Empire Earth Upholstery Cleaner, tile and grout cleaner, and all-purpose cleaner. And they're all Carpet and Rug Institute certified between bronze all the way to gold, and this one's rated gold. Market segmentation, there's two types of customers. There's retail and resale. Typical customer can be an individual cleaning contractor located in Southern California. They generally range between 1 and 3 men, and they are between the ages of 30 and 55 years old. Other businesses would be hotels, schools, districts, hospitals, restaurants, grocery stores, airports. And then resale helps companies that decide to purchase volume of our product at discounted rates. The margins aren't as high, but we will help pay the bills. Marketing strategy. To have a stronger online presence, to market also that we have all of the CRI certifications to make sure everything's up to date. And our goal is to also get everything LEED certified, because this is 60% more efficient. Even though it uses the same power, you're using the vacuum less, so there might be some way to get LEED certifications towards it. Then call customers by the phone, email, post updates on a regular basis on our company website, and mailing out marketing materials to all of our previous customers. To start, our only use of media will be the website, but as time goes on, Empire Earth will look into other media outlets such as Facebook and Amazon. And the most important marketing strategy is word of mouth, because if you give someone good service, they're definitely going to spread the word about your company to other people within that industry. Competitors. We have two competitors, Waxy Industrial Supply, which is located in San Diego, and Hilliard Supply. Both companies will be competing for sales to similar customers located in the Southern California area. And then if you look at this chart, it compares our product quality and price and stability and reputation and location to Waxy and Hilliard. The only weakness is that we will, to start off, we will only have one location in Northridge, compared to these other places have multiple located across the state, even country. Advantages versus competitors. We would have to say quality. All equipment comes with multi-year warranties. I think on this one there's a 7-year warranty. Offering an environmentally friendly product line, and our staff will always be ready to provide great service with competitive pricing. The first year financials. Graphic design for the backpacks, we only had to do that one time. It cost $700. Graphic design for all the other products, total, like everything else that we developed, was $1,000. And then the cost of the products from us before we give it for the market sale retail price. So it cost us $15.60 for the extractor, but we charge, I think, $25.50 or something around there. 6-quart backpacks is $217. These are all of our prices. And then the web domain name, so empireearth.com. We haven't bought that yet, but I did the research, and there's a person that's actually trying to sell it, and it's available, and they want $3,800, but they're willing to negotiate. So I have to contact a broker and do that. And then the web design, we haven't fully done that, but it's going to cost between $20,000 and $60,000 to have a high-end website, which we actually want, where it will be user-friendly and technologically up-to-date, where you can video chat with people and all of that. Management and organization. Empire Earth has agreed and plans to merge with partner Empire Formation Company. We plan on running the company with web-based technologies. To start, we do not want to have a brick and mortar storefront. The costs are a lot less. And then the professional advisory support team. We have a management advisory board. We do not know our attorney yet. Accounting, we have William Beagleson as our CPA, Bob Rothstein and Mike Marknett as our insurance agents. Wells Fargo is our banker. Ivan Day is the consultant from Plus Manufacturing. And mentors and my father for helping me do the partnership and start my own project.
You have a very versed and well knowledge of the industry, specifically since you come from your background as a family-run business. But that being said, with this idea of you incorporating, and you already have this as your prototype right here?
This one's done. It doesn't have the logo of our company as the partnerships company because I have to wait till I'm done with school before I get to put my own logo on it.
Okay. And how
So
soon?
that's the deal.
Okay, so how soon will you implement your? How soon will you get it started?
As soon as I'm done with school, so
Oh,
probably
okay.
next month I'll be able to start getting the ball rolling.
And you said it's going to be only web based, only not brick and mortar. So your clients will be coming like through the online.
Yeah, we're going to try to have a strong online presence.
Okay.
I did a lot of research. There's only probably about 5 environmentally friendly green equipment companies located in the United States, and 2 of them are notable, but they're not marketed anywhere, so there's still a lot of money to be grabbed and a lot of room there to grow. So.
Questions?
You've always had a very deep knowledge of whatever it is that you're interested in. So I was really interested to see where you would land and what your final project would be, and I'm pleased. I thought you did really well. You obviously know this very well. You put a lot of effort into it, and I'm just glad to see you here. One question I did have, you mentioned, well, there are 2 things. I think there are a couple of opportunities. One is the fact that this green movement is so powerful, it provides its own justification for why one would side with a company that promoted something like that. Have you given any thought to helping companies that use your products promote the green side of it, to help them close that branding loop? For instance, if you have businesses that promote sustainability and responsible practices, they think about the big picture, what their company does, but they don't think about the ways that some of those practices could fall by the wayside and things like clean.
Right.
So to close that loop, to make it a really 360 strategy that we're not only concerned about the products we put out, but what we use is also green. So that could be an opportunity for you to help them bring in a different customer base by promoting that through their own companies,
Right.
by even the cleaning services they use. And I would also ask, in terms of the marketing strategy, you said it's going to be web-based, and that the web page is going to be your primary marketing tool. But I am questioning why you wouldn't want to launch that with a pretty robust social media strategy to drive people to your website to then be able to track them and promote your organization.
I guess I think everything, I don't want to push anything too hard to start off. I want to just get the ground of everything, like just write everything, just get a general idea of what I have to do to like be able to move my product. So to start at the Southern California area, there's already a huge customer base in like the partnerships program, so there's like thousands of customers in there I could already feed off of, and then they also pass on word of mouth. Most of it's word of mouth, most of it isn't really online. There's a lot of forums online where a bunch of companies like commercial cleaning contractors go on and talk about products that are new, but when it comes to actually manufacturers, they don't really do anything like that. Maybe go to trade shows or...
Well, an interesting side to that is sometimes the customers of the businesses bring this solution to the business. So customers could say, oh, I see this plug. Do you guys use that product? Is there? So that could be a driver. You could be having indirect marketing effort through the people who use the businesses that use your products, if that makes sense. So it kind of closes that loop on how to get the word out. It may not be the businesses that are using it, but it may be customers who go to those businesses. So I would
Another thing that I was thinking about too is that one of the manufacturers for one of the products is located in Georgia, and so is the Carpet and Rug Institute. So maybe we could do some kind of meeting there to try to help them market our product more, since it's a very small niche part of the industry still.
Great idea. Really well done.
Thank you. So lastly, just thank you to all of our guests and our presenters.